Hello, and welcome to AutoBot YouTube channel. Myself Rahul Krishnan. Today we are going to learn about a very interesting and very powerful static analysis scanning tool called SonarQube. So I know like most of the people who are working in the DevOps area or those who are working in DevOps cycle will be very much well versed about the usage of SonarQube and the benefits of this platform. So in this video, I'm trying to explain like how you can run the Sonar engine in your local and how you can troubleshoot it as a developer. And just consider if you don't have a cloud-based subscription and if you still want to use the SonarQube engine, then how you can do the setup. Okay, so these areas we are going to cover, and maybe I will use a very simple project and I will show you like how you can do the initial setup to generate the SonarQube report. Okay, so let us understand what is SonarQube and what are the benefits, and I will show you the step-by-step procedure that you have to follow to set up the Docker-based Sonar engine in your local. Okay, so what is SonarQube? So SonarQube is a static code analysis tool used to inspect source code for there are different purposes for SonarQube. Okay, and this is a static tool analysis, static code analysis platform. And what is the purpose of this? It will help to identify bugs. It will help to identify security vulnerability, then code smells, then if there are any duplicate code that also it will help to identify. Then maintainability issues, test code coverage problems, all these things can be identified using SonarQube. Right? If you consider a project, the main intention of a project is to deploy a very secure and code without any bugs or vulnerabilities, right? So it is very important in SDLC life cycle to properly test your code, either using SonarQube or there are many other platforms like Fortify, or you can use SemGraph or any other platforms available in the market. But SonarQube is also a very powerful engine that will help you to do the static code analysis. Okay. And it is very important with SonarQube, like it will help you to create a dashboard which covers the issues, as well as it will help to identify the code, duplicate codes that you have written in a code base. Also, it will help you to identify the code coverage, like unit test code coverage that you have written for the entire thing. So that is very helpful for the entire developer as well as for the management to identify how much secure your code is and how much unit testing you are writing for the entire code base, right? Also, this will help you to make sure your code is not getting deployed to the environments with the vulnerabilities. Okay, so these are few of the importance of SonarQube in a project. Okay, so it will help to improve code quality. Next is like enhance the security. Obviously, it will help you to identify the vulnerabilities based on the CV that the database is holding. Right? And then the reduces technical depth. It means like just consider if we have one pipeline, maybe if a developer is using it or creating a feature branch, there itself you can easily identify the vulnerability if you introduce a SonarQube scanning in the feature branch pipeline. Right? Then it is not going to get merged to the master branches and it will not get deployed to the higher environments. Okay. So it means like early detection of the issues can be easily identified. Next is supports CI/CD automation. So you can easily integrate SonarQube with the CI/CD platform, any platforms it will support. Then enforces coding standard, like it is considered if you are not practicing the correct coding standard, SonarQube will identify that and it will show you the notification. Also provides centralized reporting. So this will help you to generate a central report where you can cover the unit test coverage, then the duplicate code detection, then the vulnerability details, then the code smells. All these things can be identified using SonarQube in a single dashboard. Okay. So now let us go through the next step of installation and next like how you can do the setup in your local. Okay, so if you are using a Windows instance, I'm using a Windows instance, so I'm or Windows machine, so I'm going to use Docker desktop, and I need to run this engine. So it means then in my system Docker will be available, and I'm going to use SonarQube community. Okay, as a Docker service. Let me open up Docker desktop. Let me open a command prompt. Yes, admin statement. Engine starting, still it hasn't started, it is still starting the Docker engine. So let it complete. So meanwhile, let me go through the steps like whatever I'm going to do today. So first we'll install the Docker desktop. Like if you don't have a Docker desktop, you just Google and identify the installer for Docker and install it in your local. Then run that engine. Then what you have to do? We have to execute this community Docker image in the local. So it will run as a Docker container. Okay. Then we have to open this post. So this is nothing but like we get a UI dashboard for this particular engine. Okay. Then what you have to do? We have to log in with these are the default credentials. Then you can change the password as well. Then we have to install the SonarQube. Okay, so we'll get the binary here. You just need to download it and you need to create a folder path. Okay, so once it is done, you can directly verify like whether the SonarQube has or the scanner has properly installed or not. So you can just type this command, and once it is done in your local repo, you need to create a property file with this particular name, and then we have to execute nvim clean package. Okay, so what it will do, it will do a packaging, and in the target folder will get generated. Then you have to execute sonar scan. Then this is the parameter that you need to pass, and you need to generate an admin token from the dashboard. Okay, then the report you will be getting in this particular localhost URL. Okay, so this is a normal process that we are going to execute now. So let me go here. Yeah, SonarQube I already tried this out, and in my system it is already executing. So maybe let me delete this one. Okay, so meanwhile, let me start from beginning. So this first step is already completed. I'm already having a Docker desktop. So I'm going with the second step. Okay. Yes, yeah, nothing is there. So in my system, no containers are running now. So let me execute this. Okay. Docker, yes. Yeah. So now SonarQube community is running in my system. So what I'm going to do, and it is running with a 9000 as the port. Okay, so here you can see it is running with a 9000 as the port. Let me go here. Let me go to this particular step. So I'm going to open the local host 9000. Okay, so let me open the Web Explorer. So SonarQube is starting, and this is a community version. Let me open Chrome also. Okay, so SonarQube has started. By default, the credentials will be admin. So let me enter. So this asks me to reset the password. So let me enter the old password as admin. Okay, maybe let me enter the new password. Okay, so this has been updated. Now what I need to do, let me go to the documentation again. Dismiss. So here there are no projects created, right? So there are no projects here, and I'm not able to see any issues also. So let me go back to the documentation. Okay, so this part is already completed. So I need to install the scanner, right? So let me copy this. In my system is already installed, but anyway, I will show you like how you can do that. Okay, so this is the scanner, and I need to download the scanner for Windows, right? Mine is a 64-bit, so I'm downloading this one. Then what you have to do? Let me open up environment variables. Okay, so what you have to do? You have to extract this one. Then you need to put an environment variable. Then where is my path? Yeah, here in the path, we just need to declare the path, like where we have downloaded this scanner. Okay, so that is the only path. As I have already added, I'm not going to repeat the same process. Okay, so this is the only thing that you have to do. And my path is this is something, and you need to put the path of bin. Okay, you have to keep until bin. Okay, so that part is also completed. Now, what is the next step? So documentation, we have completed all these steps. Okay, then bin path to the path you have to do. So once it is done, go here. Let me type Sonar scanner -v. Yeah, so this is my Sonar scanner version, and it is already available 8.0.1 and Windows x64, right? Then let me go to the next step. So I just need a Java project. I'm going to do a scanning for my Java project. So let me take in one of the Java project that is in my system. For that, we will go to AutoBot, maybe AutoBot projects. So I'm going to use one of the projects which I have earlier tested. So this is my Java project, and it is having some source code in it. Okay, so this is the source code. Maybe let me delete the target folder. So here only the package will get stored. Okay, so this is the project that I'm going to use. And what is the next step? Let me go to the documentation. So next, what we have to do, we have to create a sonar-property project.property file. So let me open this file, and I will show you what are the details available. Okay, so here you can see these are the few parameters that you need to pass. So what is this thing? Like sonar.host.url. So where your SonarQube is executing, right? So it is in my localhost and 9000. And the project key, project name, source, and binary. So binary is nothing but like once you build it, like where your package will be residing. So this is the path, and which is also you need to scan SRC folder. And this is very important, project key and project name. So from where we can get it? So let me use the same thing. Let me go back to my local host. Okay, so let me create a new Java project. I'm keeping the same Java project setup. Okay, so that part is completed. Next, what I need to do, let me go back to documentation. So I created a project with the same name. So this is nothing but the project name in your SonarQube. So you can give any name, and you just need to use the same thing over there. Okay, so let me go back to documentation. Okay, so this part is also completed, and what I need to do now, I need to do a Maven clean package. So once it is done, I have to use this command. And this is nothing but I have to pass an admin token, right? So let me copy this command, and I will tell you how you can generate this admin token. So steps are already provided here. Admin token you need to replace with your token, create and get it from your SonarQube portal. Okay, I will show you like how we can generate that. Before that, I need to execute Maven clean package. So what it will do, it will generate a target folder. Inside that you can see the packages. Let me go back. Let me go here. Okay, so this is a root folder. I'm just going to complete the package. Okay, so as it's a Java-based project, it will use Maven, and it will generate the target folder. And inside target folder, you'll be able to see the artifacts. Okay, so let me go back here. Target, and here you can see the snapshot that it has generated, right? So now what I'm going to do, I have already copied my command like sonar-scanner. Then we need to pass -d sonar.login. So this is the authentication method that we are going to use here, and we need to pass the a token, right? So how you can generate the token? So you have to go to a local host. Okay, so let me access. Let me go here. I need to go here, and then my account, then security. And here I need to generate a new token. So let me give the name like maybe Sonar. And here token type is maybe I'm just keeping it like a user token and generate. And this is my token. Let me go back. Let me paste it. Okay, so now what will happen? Like my scanner will do the analysis and it will connect my SonarQube, whatever running in localhost 9000 port, and it will push the report to my SonarQube project, Java project, whatever I have created. Okay, so here you can see Sonar profile for Java is a Sonar way, and it is doing the scanning and execution is completed. So let me go back. Let me go back here. Let me go to project. Okay, so this is my project that I have created, right? And the last analysis is 29 seconds ago and status is passed. Let me open up this and let me verify any vulnerabilities are there. And this is my duplication 0%. Then coverage is also 0%. Then one unit test it is identified and the other hotspot box nothing is there. Okay, then let me go to issues. Okay, it has identified two code smell issues also here in this particular file. Okay, so this is very helpful, right? It is showing all these details based on the severity also it is showing, and it will give you the resolution also. So it's very interesting, and if you are using a cloud-based enterprise version, it will be very powerful and it will give you all the vulnerability assessment with the proper resolution. Okay, and we can see like what measures you need to take and what are the activity that has happened and security hotspots if you need, and you will get all the issues over here and tags assigned. If you want to assign some task to someone, that also you can do here, and the overview of the execution. Okay, so this is how you can run your SonarQube engine in your local and do the analysis. Also, if you want to change the quality gates, you can do directly here in the quality gates. You can modify the quality gates also. And if you want to set any different value for your scanning, those values, those settings also, you can modify. Okay. So I hope you got a clear understanding about how you can set up a local SonarQube setup in your system to do the static analysis, right? So I hope you got the points are very clear, and I hope you find this video useful. If this is helpful, you can share it with your friends, and please do subscribe to our channel. So thanks for watching the video. Bye.